You know, such a great audience, and I'm great. That is the downfall.
What are the secrets of your super memory? I mean, mashallah, tabarakallah. How do you remember the exact verse and the same, the right time and with the right question? I mean, you have, mashallah, tabarakallah, very fast recall for the right verse in the right time with the right question. I don't think that many people have this capability. So, was it natural to you, or you developed that, or tell me, what's your secret?
I believe that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given a gift to every human being. How well he utilizes is his work. I know many kids who can memorize songs in and out. I don't. They can memorize many phone numbers. I don't. I prefer memorizing verses of the Quran. So there is a hard disk capacity Allah has given to each human being. How you utilize is important. I do agree, alhamdulillah, Allah has blessed me with a good memory. Alhamdulillah. But the main thing is what I believe, that with limited knowledge, how well can you utilize it, that's more important. So I always tell my students, it's more important to learn the 20 most common questions asked by the non-Muslims rather than memorize the 200 uncommon questions.
Yeah. That's very important, because you know, I met many people who memorize the whole Quran and they memorize Sahih al-Bukhari, they know it by heart, but when you ask them the question, they cannot recall the same verse that's the answer for your question. So that was my question.
Yes, because Hafiz al-Quran can recite the Quran from starting to end. He will not tell you which verse and which chapter it is. But in our school, when we have Huffaz, they are like other Huffaz very well. Some of them, we train them, any verse of the Quran we say. They will tell you which chapter, which verse, which juz, Madni, Makki. You say in English, they'll translate to Arabic and continue. So this is which is, people thought it's impossible. They are much better than me. I'm not Hafiz al-Quran. I know the verses which I use for my training program or for my talks. Maybe about 25% of the Quran I know, the English translation and the Arabic. I'm not Hafiz al-Quran. But these students, we have trained them, and believe me, people thought it's not possible, but there's a training, and Allah's help is there. It's very much possible. So our Huffaz, some of them, they can quote any verse of the Quran you quote, they will give you chapter number, which I cannot do. I know the verses which I know. But when we have the training program, we tell a student that first memorize these 25 verses. These 25 verses of the Quran are more important for answering non-Muslim questions than the other. Once he memorizes 25 verses, we give him next 25, then next 25, then next 25. So instead of memorizing 1,000 verses which are less important for dawah, similarly with the Bible, we give him first 20 verses of the Bible. So for example, a Christian missionary, what we do a study that which verses are used by the Christian missionaries when they give lecture. So when we do a survey, we come to know these 50 to 100 verses are commonly used by Christian missionaries. So when a Christian missionary poses a question, that the Bible says, when Jesus Christ, peace be upon him, said, I and my Father are one. Oh, you're quoting Gospel of John, chapter number 10, verse 30. The Christian missionary is shocked. I am quoting the Bible, this person is giving reference. He's a computer. It is not a computer. We know what they want to speak. It's homework.
You studied them.
Yes. And then we memorize another 100 to 200 verses, which are the common point between Quran and the Bible. So by knowing about 300-400 verses of the Bible, they think you're Hafiz al-Bible, I'm not. But we are trained in which question they know. What they know, we know. So in this way, but natural, there are selected verses that are sufficient for the Bible. With these 200 verses, you can even debate with the Pope. But for the Quran, it's different.
Did you try to memorize the Quran or Tahfaz Quran? Was it a goal for you to memorize?
I've never tried, and I didn't intend. But what is required for my question answer session? Because what we do that, initially when I started, there were 20 questions asked to me, then 200. Now there are maybe several thousands I've answered. If you take out the duplicate, there'll be a few hundred.
So